there is a place every so often that's just like, wow. And Nanabe was one of those places. Amazing ramen. Garyu Menbu Hien serve fantastic ramen. It's interesting all the way through. Been a great ramen day. Thanks for being here at 5 a.m. Ramen, the only ramen resource you'll ever need in Japan. I'm Frank, and yes, ramen soup basically runs through my veins. This is the final episode in what's been a mini Hokkaido Ramen series. We're still in Sapporo, Hokkaido's capital, and easily its biggest ramen city. When it comes to ramen, Sapporo's got it all. That frontier spirit means they're open to styles well beyond the local favorite, miso ramen, and you'll see that in action today. We're starting off at a little shop called Menya Nanabe. Spoiler alert, I absolutely loved this place. It's a bit outside central Sapporo, but totally worth the detour. They do have a branch in central Sapporo, by the way, but I had to check out the original flagship. I also made a day of it by swinging by the Historical Village of Hokkaido nearby. Here's me on the ground. A wonderful backdrop to recap what was wonderful ramen at Nanabe. Every so often, I'll visit a ramen shop where I'm blown away. This was one of those places. I ate a ton of high-level ramen, and as such, all the places are fantastic, but sometimes, at least personally, there is a place every so often that's just like, wow. And Nanabe was one of those places. Amazing ramen. I was here with my parents, and basically, we ordered the Nagoya Kochin ramen, that was for me, spicy miso, and also the tori paitan. So starting with the one I had, which was the Nagoya Kochin ramen. This was Nagoya Kochin chicken bones alongside fish in the soup with a seasoning of salt. You could choose shio or shoyu, salt or soy sauce. I chose the shio. And it was not too salty. It was very delicate. Like everything was so well put together. The chicken flavors were there, but it was very gentle, everything in flavor. Slight fish flavors, but really more in the background. I wouldn't say that the chicken was there front and center, but just between the two, everything came together so well. It was so balanced, and I would describe it more than anything as gentle. And it was absolutely delicious. There was also some sweetness in the soup because a lot of negi were there, nice crispness biting into them, and the slices of pork were great. Egg came separately, super soft boiled. Well, super soft boiled being more on the soft boiled side instead of the hard boiled side, but excellent egg, great noodles. Oh, it ticked all the boxes, and that was a wonderful bowl of ramen. Now, the other two ramen, I just had a sip of the soup. The spicy miso was great. You can choose basically 1, 2, 3 in terms of spiciness. Got one, my dad, and it was spicy, but not overpoweringly. So it was also very smoky from stir-fried vegetables on top. And the miso flavor was there. Oh, just as well balanced. And that's just what I can gather from that one sip of soup. The tori paitan, the richer ramen, was seasoned by shio. You can also choose shio or shoyu. That was a half bowl. And it was rich, but not that thick. And when I say rich, it wasn't super rich. It was also gentle, much like the Nagoya Kochin ramen that I had. Oh, it's just such delicate flavors, maybe minus the spicy miso for both the paitan and the Nagoya Kochin ramen. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I'm in the shade now. And this is all at the, I believe they call it the Hokkaido Historical Village. And what it is a collection of buildings from the turn of the century, basically that have either been reconstructed or moved from other parts of Hokkaido. And they showcase, well, some of these big government buildings that were very much Western influenced, or some of these frontier-like buildings when Hokkaido was just starting to get populated. So it should be a nice, historical afternoon and a great way to digest what was amazing ramen at Nanabe now. Let's go have a look inside and see what these buildings look like. Next up, Garyu Menbu Hien, another spot that quickly became one of my favorites in Sapporo. I was seriously on a flavor roll this day. They're on the south side of the city, but again, totally worth the trip. Also, random fact, they serve curry rice for some reason too. After that, it was time for my final bowl in Sapporo. Naturally, it had to be miso-based, but this time, not ramen, but tsukemen, or dipping ramen, at a cozy little shop called Furaido. Here's my full recap after bowls at these two shops. Been a great ramen day. Garyu Menbu Hien. Not easy to remember, a little bit of a tongue twister. Serve fantastic ramen. It's also a little bit out of the way from central Sapporo, but well worth the visit. I was very much torn between three choices because, well, let's just say I got two of the three choices, and one of them was the chuka soba, which uses otaru chicken, so a very much soy sauce seasoned bowl with not a bold soy sauce, a relatively light soy sauce with a whole lot of warm chicken flavors coming from otaru chickens, as well as a lot of chicken oil glistening on top. Very syrupy, a little bit sweet because of that as well, but a bowl that you would definitely see in Tokyo, even though the chicken sometimes with that syrupy goodness makes it feel a little bit more molasses-like. It's still a relatively light tanne, as they say, bowl of ramen. Great bowl, thin noodles, it ticks all the boxes, but what I thought stood out a little bit more was their rich chicken ramen, which was shio or salt seasoned, so not soy sauce seasoned, and with quite a bit of burnt lard, which gave it a wonderful smokiness. And I believe they stir-fried the vegetables too, including the bean sprouts. So it had notes that were very much reminiscent of Sapporo miso ramen with that smokiness coming from the stir-fried vegetables, but with a rich chicken broth seasoned with salt. It was delicious. It was heavy, but not as heavy as it could be. It was heavy, but you didn't think it was heavy while you were eating it, in the same way that a Sapporo miso ramen, even though you're going through this thick layer of lard and everything, it's interesting all the way through. Whereas with some tori python, I feel like I'm kind of bored halfway through. It's one strong note of chicken. This was the case here, but I don't feel like that note was as strong, and maybe that burnt lard and the smokiness from the vegetables made it three notes at the same time that were all strong, but not like a trumpet blaring. I'll stop with the instrument references. And in addition to that, there was a kind of milky flavor in it too. It tasted buttery, milky, almost to the point where I think there was milk inside the soup. Could be wrong, but that's what I got. And just like Sapporo miso ramen, there were thick, curly noodles to pick up that soup. Fantastic bowls, fantastic ramen shop for shop number 2. Quick interruption. If you're planning a Hokkaido trip, check out our brand new Hokkaido Ramen Guidebook, your ultimate digital companion to the best ramen shops all across the region. It's packed with helpful info, like whether a shop has counter seating or tables, what's in the soup, and more. Links in the description. And don't forget to use the promo code. And then last but not least, before I fly back to Tokyo, I had a bowl of tsukemen or dipping ramen, and this was at a place called Furaido. And they do miso skimen, which is not that typical. It's hard to find miso seasoned tsukemen. And it was a very rich and thick miso, but at the same time, it had a very mellow flavor. It wasn't like a Sapporo miso where the miso was like, boom, I'm here on the miso seasoning. This was more, again, mellow and very rich and heavy, as tsukemen is supposed to be. But I enjoyed it. It was a little bit harder to squeeze in because it was the third bowl, and I've been taking a lot of cabs around Sapporo this time as opposed to walking, so I'm a little bit more ramen worn out than I would be in terms of my stomach capacity. But it was great. Thick noodles, nice miso flavored soup, and yeah, it's a place that's been on my list, and I'm glad I was able to visit 2 of these dipping ramen restaurants in Sapporo. Sapporo, you never disappoint. My work here is done. I'm flying back to Tokyo tonight, and well, what's left to be said? Sapporo, you'll be missed until the next time. Oh, and I just did the math. My total count was 11 for Hokkaido this time. Happy I did double digits. I hope all of you have enjoyed this Hokkaido mini ramen series or Hokkaido ramen mini series. And if that's the case, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in whatever ramen series is coming up next. Thanks a lot for watching. And until next time, Frank from 5am Ramen signing out.